Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be making a little bit more progress with the Genesis. I guess we're making more progress with the warehouse than the Genesis, but I was going through a lot of you guys' comments from the last video, and I actually did only sand this with 600 grit. I wet sanded it because I don't really know why. I wet sanded it though, but I only wet sanded it with 600. I guess I didn't really say that in the video. So we did the Scotch-Brite and then we did the 600 grit and that's it. So the car, as far as the car goes, we're basically ready to paint this thing. And so what I want to do is I want to set up a little paint booth in here today. You can do this at home in like a very small space. If you guys remember when we plasti dipped the Civic, we did it at home in a garage. The first time was a single car, second time was a double car. Either way, the process of dipping and painting is very similar. You take your gun and you walk around the whole car and spray it. So you guys can do this at home in a small space. Don't think just because I'm in a warehouse now that like a lot of that has changed. You guys can do this yourselves. But since I have some space, I'm gonna try and take advantage of all of this, I think. I wanna make it basically as big as possible. And honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. Anytime I've ever painted at home before, we just mask off the rest of the garage instead of masking off like a booth spot. I'm gonna try and do this as cost effectively as possible because it's not something that's gonna be up there all the time. I was thinking about buying one of those like big rollout inflatable booths, but they're really expensive. I think painting is really cool to learn. I think it's a really cool skill and I'm excited to do it because if we can paint this and it looks good, that'll give me confidence to continue to paint more cars that aren't gonna be beat on and like don't matter if they look as good. And maybe one day we'll buy like a paint booth that inflates or something, but for now, I wanna try and save as much money as possible because as of right now, I'm only guaranteed doing one paint job in it. So like I said, I have a rough idea of what I want to do here. We took some measurements. I guess all we can really do is just start by picking up some materials. This is like exhibit 500. Why I need a truck? How many times have I done stupid stuff like this in the last couple months? Courtney in the back seat because her seat's being used. I wasn't actually hoping to get wood. I was hoping to get PVC piping, but I'll explain that when we get back to the shop. All right, so that little shopping trip did not go as planned. Of all the things right now that the stores could be short, they're short PVC piping and like all the regarding fittings, which makes no sense. I don't know what you guys are doing out there with all the PVC piping, but my plan for this was to make it out of PVC pipes and then like plastic drapes, mainly because in the future, if I wanted to use it again, if it's PVC pipes, I can just break them all down, put them aside, and then when it's time again, I just click them all back together and I have a booth again. Whereas now that we're doing it with wood, I personally think wood is better. It's more like structurally stable, like the actual building will be much better. But when it's time to take it down, I just have a load of wood. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I picked up what I believe is enough wood. I picked up 2 of these plastic guys because for some reason when I look at these in the store, normally I'm like, damn, that's expensive for a roll of plastic. And today I was like 15 bucks. So I picked up 2. Then I picked up this fan because they only had 1 fan. So on my way home tonight, I'm gonna go to a different Home Depot, pick up a second fan like this. And I picked up 2 air filters. These ones are like super high on the dust scale, which is all I'm thinking I'm looking for because I just don't want dust and stuff blowing through. I paid about 250 bucks, which I don't think is too bad. I think even if we did the PVC pipes, it would have been basically the same, if not more. PVC pipes were about the same, but you need all the fittings to make it all go together. So. Trying to shimmy a car like that with no mirrors, it's not fun. This is kind of what we're looking at as far as size. So this is, I just cut these pieces down to 15 feet. So there's still like a tiny little gap between the lift and it. So these are 15 and this is by like 15 by 20 because these are 210s. Things you don't think about when you're planning, but like when you're actually doing it, you see them kind of playing out and you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about this. but the Genesis is barely gonna even get into this thing. This little area, I completely didn't even think about like the stairs coming out and then that being a corner. There's not a whole lot of room to get a cart in here. So I'm thinking if we don't secure it to the wall, worst case we could pull the whole thing out and just kind of like rotate it on a little bit of an angle if we have to, just to give the extra room to get the car in. So this side would clear a post. Oh, wow. This is something that like never even crossed my mind or Brad's mind or anybody's mind when we've been talking about building this. You don't want to be within inches of things while you're painting. That's not ideal. So this is the angle I'm taking right now because that's where my car was, but if that truck wasn't there, I could come in on the harder angle and probably squeak through here a little bit better. I guess actually we could just do it right now. You just come over here and then we could just pull the whole booth like this and then have it kind of be on an angle or something. That's so dumb to back this thing up with no mirrors. Right there's good. Alright, we got this first one up. I kind of realized right after, well, as we were putting it up, it kind of, I don't know why I put it this way. I wasn't really thinking, I guess. I have successfully built a garage inside my garage. I got all the framing done up around the top. I put all these pieces lengthwise, like I said, so it's a little bit stronger. And also, we could like put a little hook in there and hang a body panel off of it or like wrap a wire around it or something like that. So that is cool. So now I gotta figure out how the heck I'm supposed to get these up. Okay, are you ready? That's not like easy, but it's easy. Gotta take my bracelet off. There we go. I don't know why it's so tight in the middle. That's beautiful. So that actually worked exactly how I wanted it to. Now, so first thing that I just realized is good is that I said this is 8 feet or 8.5 feet, and we cut these to 15 feet. So we should have just enough to cover the whole roof in 2 things. It's thick enough that it pulls pretty tight actually, which is nice. Like that's, you guys can tell it's pulled tight. I wanna do this as much as possible. It came with like a weird angle in the beginning. I'll just cut this off, but I wrapped it, comes around, and then I wrapped it and taped it on the inside. What's nice is that it's 10 feet high. Something I'm really happy I did was get these 10-foot posts. I was gonna get 8s, but 8 is like just a little bit low. And my thing is, say like the roof starts to sag halfway through our painting, there's too much suction and the drape comes down. The drape has to come down a lot to hit anything. And it won't collect a lot of like overspray and stuff if there is any. It won't be like super condensed. You can kind of have a little bit more before it gets really foggy in here just because how much room there is. At least that's what I think. I don't know. We're not there yet. Let's get the rest of these drapes up. Please don't be too fat for this. Oh yeah, boys. boys are rolling. Oh, dude. I can tell you right now that this thing is a ginormous hot box.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we need to get those fans going. That's bad. Wow, it's big though.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, now we can celebrate. Dude, this is dope. This actually turned out way better than I thought it was going to. I thought it was gonna be some like flimsy noodle ass, weird little thing that I did that I kind of regretted doing. This is like sturdy. I got the drapes to be nice and tight. They just ripple, they don't like kind of bend in and out really nice, like weird. I'm gonna be taking the front bumper and the hood off and painting them separately, just because they're all brand new and like they don't have paint anywhere yet, so I wanna make sure I actually get the paint all over all of it. So I can actually pull the car like right up to here, do all of this, like this, and then still have, like, I'm not even touching the drape yet, and I'm still got like 1.5 feet between my hand and the car. And obviously on paint day, I can spend some time getting it a little bit more that way. Use this plastic stuff because this attracts like dirt and dust and any little particles and stuff. This is super staticky. Like, I don't know if you guys could see it in the video, but my hair is like hella messed up right now because every time I was rolling that stuff, it would like static my whole hair up and it felt super weird. I kept shocking things. There's just like little duct tape splotches kind of everywhere. And what I'm gonna do, basically just so that I don't reduce visibility for one, and two, so it doesn't look weird, is I'm not gonna run the duct tape on that seam all the way across. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna come back tomorrow, do a little bit more sanding and finish up the paint booth. And I'm gonna run like a clear packing tape across there just so we don't lose any light or anything in here because it's actually pretty well lit. Nothing is permanently taped in yet. There's just patch tape. But what I did was this sheet comes all the way up. You guys can see till about 1 foot from that post. And then I started the next sheet all the way down here, and it overlaps about this much here and this much on the roof. That's the end of it there. So the purpose for that is I can tape right here, and this is a seam, but even if something happens and it rips or it comes apart, the dust has to go all the way up another like 2 feet and then into the booth to actually get at the car. Maybe that doesn't work the way I'm thinking it is, but my thought process is like, it's a lot of staticky plastic for the dust to get through to get inside. It's kind of like my thing. This is like one of the most important things, I think. Ow, ow. Why do they do this? There's a handle. Behind the handle, there's a frickin' plug. What we were talking about doing is putting one fan here to blow fresh air into the booth, and then another fan over here to blow the exhaust air kind of out and towards the open back door. Being able to take this thing off and screw that down to the bottom, super fire move. The Lasco fans, good job, guys. Oh, we're sucking plastics. Oh, dude, even on number 1, it's like pretty sufficient. Oh, yo, that might be too much. That actually might be too much movement. I don't know. That's good. Stop eating my paint booth. Filter. Ooh, sounds like it's struggling a little bit. Oh yeah, it's still pumping out a lot. I think that's good. I'm not an expert, but Robbie, that was not the best move. I'm gonna stash this guy over here where he can stay clean if he'll go. There. I don't think I'm gonna put that guy on there right now because we still need to like sweep and clean and like mop the floor and everything, so I don't wanna have that guy there and then he gets full of dirt before we even start painting the car. I feel like that's pointless. Right now, everything's gonna have to come back out. We're gonna have to clean the absolute hell out of this place. Like, we're gonna clean the floor. I think what we might do is lay down like a tarp or something. So we're gonna clean the floor, lay down a tarp, tape the tarp to all the edges, come back around, tape off every single seam that's here. Tomorrow I gotta pick up the other fan at the other Home Depot that hopefully has one. So I'm fired up that I pulled off a nice tight drape. So as far as what we're doing today, I think that's good. This was $250 worth of materials. I only used 1 roll of the drape. You didn't need to buy 2. I still have like a half roll. We gotta go get a compressor now and some sort of like dehumidifier type setup thing going. And then we could paint this thing. And then hopefully Brad gets his shit together and he can paint his car within a week of me painting this, and we can take this thing down because I realistically don't need another garage setup inside of my garage. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time. Peace out and stay committed.